What's up, YouTube? This is Joel with True Life Investing, here to bring you another stimulus update on January the 18th. So there's three things we're going to talk about. Remember that the timestamps are in the description, so if you want to just shoot straight to that point, you can go ahead and do that. There's some big things, good things, lots of pluses, definitely lots of positives for what we're going to talk about. The three things are going to be, the first is a third round of stimulus checks. The second is going to be the increase to the federal minimum wage. And the third thing is going to be talking about the child tax credit, and also talking about child care tax credit. So we're going to go over those three things. Remember, if you want to just skip to one of the other two, where you just go down the description and get to that point in the time in the video so you can save time and go do what you want. Remember that if you want to invest into using the Webull account platform or Robinhood platform, if you use my links down in the description, you're going to get some free stocks, get you some free money, and get to making some extra money. But we're going to go ahead and get into the stimulus update. So some big news, big news. The one thing that's going to be driving this and helping to get us going from the $1,400 stimulus checks to the $2,000 stimulus checks is going to be the new Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer. He is the one that's on the Democrat side, and he is one that, with him taking the new place of being the Majority Leader within the Senate, he has already said that he's going to prioritize delivering these stimulus checks as soon as President-elect Biden gets into office, that in getting more COVID emergency relief to people. So this is something that they wanted to do in the last bill, but because of the going back and forth, they didn't get it done. But this is something that he has promised to do as soon as possible, as soon as he can. This is his direct words whenever it came to the increasing, going from $1,400 to $2,000 stimulus checks. He said, "We will get that done." So that's literally verbatim what he said pertaining to the $2,000 stimulus checks. So definitely a plus, because if you've got president who's going to be the new president, Joe Biden, who he's on the Democrat side, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he's going to be pushing for those $2,000 stimulus checks. Nancy Pelosi, who's also wanted that same $2,000 stimulus checks. If you've got two against one, they're all on the same team, but guess what? They're probably going to get an increase going from $1,400 to $2,000. So that's amazing. It's going to help a lot more people out, get some more money into Americans' pockets. So just super happy about that going to get done. And remember, it's something that they're going to try to push for as soon as President-elect Joe Biden gets into office. He becomes the new president. It's something they want to bring to the floor as soon as possible. This is something that there's a lot of plans going around. There's a lot of talk going around of how quickly is this going to get done, because the previous bill where we got the $600 checks took forever, and it just seemed like months and months. Well, guys, guess what? Now you don't have the president, whoever's in president, as Republican, and the Senate being controlled by the Republicans, and then the Democrats controlling the House. Now you have all three branches of government controlled by one party, and with that, that's going to help to move forward everything that they have on their agenda to get it passed, and that is getting these stimulus checks passed, passing another stimulus plan like the American Rescue Plan that we're talking about. So definitely pluses. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. Any new updates come, I'm definitely going to let you know on this channel pertaining to those third round of stimulus checks. And from what they said, it's going to be going through the same parameters as last time. So single, if you for single people, if you make $75,000 or less, you will get the full amount. And then it phases out all the way to $100,000. But for married couples, you'll get $2,000 per person, and then add $150,000 or less, and then it phases out to $200,000. Remember, if you got kids, you're gonna get some money for them kids. In this last plan, you got $600 per child, so they expect to move that moving forward. So a family of four can expect to with mom, dad, two kids, or whatever, you can expect to receive about $5,200. So huge check that could be coming y'all's way in terms of getting some more money into the Americans' pockets. So definitely a plus on that. Next thing, we're going to get into the federal minimum wage increase. So this was just brought out on the news through one of the news outlets that Joe Biden, he's proposed this huge American Rescue Plan for its COVID relief package. It's $1.9 trillion, a ton of money. But this is the thing. This is from his economic advisor, Brian Deese. He said in an interview with Fox News on this Sunday that there were going to be the direct payments to Americans, that there was going to be $20 billion for public transit, $9 billion for cybersecurity, and what we're talking about now, that there was money in there to push the federal minimum wage and help out with getting that compensated to workers to $15 per hour. So that means a lot of help to Americans. This is his Biden's economic advisor. You gotta understand, with Biden, all of his cabinet positions have been filled. He's got his economic advisors telling him, hey, if you do this, this is going to happen. And so with that, he's already put this money into the bill, this $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan bill, to help increase the minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour. So if you make minimum wage or close to it, you might be getting a huge pay increase. And with that, that's going to help out families. It's going to get more money into American pockets. But this is something said directly from Joe Biden's economic advisor, Brian Deese. So whenever something like that happens, you know that there's a good chance that this is in the bill, that it is in the bill, but there's a good chance that it might get passed and there might be an increase to the federal minimum wage. So going from $7.25 to $15 per hour. Huge increase, more than doubling it, but they feel that this is needed to help get the economy back on track, to help get things going the right way for our country in terms of our economy. So definitely, gonna be looking to see what happens with this. I'm not saying what I believe, whether for it or against it. I'm just telling you the news of what's happening. So we'll see what happens from here. All right, last thing. The third thing that we're going to talk about is the making the child tax credit fully refundable for the year and increasing it from $3,000 per child to $3,600 if you're under the age of 6. So normally the tax credit is $2,000, and I'm gonna do a little recap from what I did in my previous video. So normally it's $2,000 if you're under the age of 17, and then if you have kids that are 17 and 18, you get $500 for those as a tax credit. And then if they're a student, they're living at home, they get $500 as well. You get up for them being a dependent. So what they're wanting to do is for 17 and under, so they're including that extra year, you get $3,000 tax credit. And then if they're under the age of 6, then it goes from $3,000 to $3,600. So that's a ton of money that they're gonna give as tax credits back to people. So this is going to be huge in terms of what people get on their taxes. A lot of people next year are probably going to get a lot larger refunds, or they might be able to go ahead and claim more dependence on their taxes now, so that they can go ahead and take more money in their pockets each and every week, or they can just wait and then keep things like normal and then get this huge refund at the end of next year. So I mean, with this is huge, because in terms of getting, there's lots of families in America. There's, kids are not cheap. Costs a lot to feed them, clothe them, send them to school, all that good stuff. So we want to they're trying to make sure that there's more money going into parents' pockets in terms of the kids that are living at home and they're raising. So definitely a plus. So the next thing I'm going to go into is the child care tax credit. So normally we have the tax credit that you can get right now that normally covers 25 to 30% of child care expenses depending upon your income, but with a maximum of $3,000 per one child, and then a maximum of $6,000 for multiple children. But with the new tax increase, and this is a temporary tax increase, so it's only for 1 year, they're gonna do 50% of your child care expenses for children under the age of 13. So that's a huge increase, going from around 25 to 30%, basically almost doubling it in some cases for children under the age of 13. So you can get a maximum of $4,000 for one child, and then a maximum of $8,000 for multiple children. This is huge, just because when you think about how much is going into when people, if you got two parents that are working, you know, somebody's got to take care of the kids, so you send them to daycare, and daycare is not cheap. So this is something that's going to, again, help Americans out, get more money back into their pockets so that they can continue to keep doing well, keep paying their bills, keep paying their rent, mortgage, whatever, taking care of their kids, and making sure that their kids are taken care of in terms of, you know, where they're going for childcare. So definitely pluses in terms of the tax credit increasing, and also for the child care tax credit increase. So lots of good stuff coming, guys. I'm gonna bring all the new news that I found out. I'm constantly searching. I'm waiting for the actual bill to come out that's gonna state everything. I mean, the last bill that came out, the $900 billion stimulus plan, was no joke, over 5,300 pages. And I've combed through that and learned so much about what's pertaining to what we're wanting to know about. But as soon as this new one comes into play, you better believe I'm going to go through it. I'm going to bring all the details to you so that you can get the information you want to know. Remember, we're doing something different here. I'm putting timestamps for every single point that we're talking about. So if you're not worried about the federal minimum wage, or you're just worried about stimulus checks, you watch that point in the video by hitting the timestamp, and then you can leave and go watch another video. Or if you want to watch them all, that'd be great too. But I just want to say we're doing something different. I want to get the information to you that you want to hear, rather than making you watch a 20-30 minute video and then you're just the whole time you're just thinking, man, when is he going to get to the point that I want to hear him talk about? Because trust me, that's what I've done. And then that's where I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to help people out. I'm going to make it quicker, because we're all living busy lives, and I want you to be able to get the information you want when you as quickly as possible. So don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, and hit that like button, smash it, and I really appreciate all the support. If you have any comments, any questions, put it down in the in the comment section. I will answer all of those that come through. I really appreciate all the feedback and all the support. We'll see you next time.